Welcome back, Insufferable gaming fans. We got a lot of ground to cover now that we got bats and boots. And we send that fairy sprawling hill to breakfast. First place we want to go to get some neat stuff is the library. And we all know how to get to the library by now. Use the card. Don't forget to re-equip your weapon. And as this was, in fact, the last library card, I can't stress this enough. Buy a new library card. You just need one. Now see that hole under dude's chair? We're going to manipulate that. That sounds a little bad, but I'll explain when we get there. Just a trucking on through the library, making tons of noise. And getting dirty looks from librarians. I must say, the sexy librarian is nothing to sneeze at. You may have seen them in movies or popular music videos. Of course, I was never lucky enough to experience a hot librarian growing up. I guess I just didn't live in the right place. But this is besides the point. Gotta battle our way through flea men and all manner of badinage. And here we are. We didn't get that armor before because it's not as good as what we have. But we want to make sure we get a square shot up that hole. Now what we're going to do here is give that old man a ride. That sounds really bad. But first thing we get is a power-up. Now as many times as we can throw this dude up in the air without cracking his head on the ceiling, we gotta do that as many times as possible. I'm not sure if you can touch the floor or not and still get the good stuff, but the first thing we get is a Ring of Arcana. That is a cool thing. We get better rare items. Now, we can get more stuff, but I don't have enough magic to get it. Either that, or it only appears later in the game. I'm not sure which. It's a bit of a mystery, but what I do know for sure is that we can't get all the good stuff yet. So we'll come back here later in the game. So let's move on to the next item. Okay, here we are in Gaibon and Slogger's room. Remember this? This was where we fought the first boss. So what's here? Well, I'm glad you ask. We just hop up here, and we find a big old glowing thing, very conspicuous, and in it is bat card. Bat card. The bat card is awesome. You can do many cool tricks with this too. I'll show you one of them directly. Here's another area we can more fully explore, the staircase in the chapel. I believe we got most of this stuff before, but just in case we didn't, let's double check. Oh yeah, another thing about the Bat Familiar is that they love your bat form. When it gets highly leveled, they can do some cool stuff with that. I think we got all these urns, but there should be one in the far upper corner that we didn't before. If nothing else, we're filling in all these gray areas. Which is important for certain types of armor and whatnot. Maybe I did get all these before. Aha! There we go. A Morning Star. A club weapon. Let's check it out. Not quite as good as what we had, but again, every free weapon helps. Some enemies are weak against clubbing. Here's another area where we can get up now. Notice the location. It's in the alchemy lab here. And in this room we have all the sub-weapons in one convenient location. So if you need a specific one, that's where to get it. And we've also got this new wolf skill, which allows us to wolf charge, just using a Hadoken method. Before, you had to double tap towards and wait for it to charge up. But now we can do it quickly. It's a pretty great skill to have. I really gotta stop confusing my different transformation buttons. But that's that. That's a good thing to know. We'll be using that a little later. Since we're going back over old territory, I might as well show you this up here. First we got a life max up. We could have gotten this a lot sooner, but that's near the entrance hall there, as you can see. It's one of those buttons. But we also get that and open up that shortcut there. And I'll show you what's through this hallway here. I believe this connects back to the Marble Gallery. Or the Peanut Gallery. Oh, look out, it's Cthulhu, we're all gonna die. Of course, playing like this, that might be a little closer to the truth than I want to believe. Anyway, we continue on, and this is just basically a long, curvy hallway. I think it's got a couple of items. Skellerangs. I hate those guys. I'm getting out of here. Here's another particularly angry feller. Sometimes he drops an iron ball, which is basically just a big old shot put you can toss. Not super useful, but something you can have. And this will connect us to back here. I think this was near where the, well, it was where the hit point seeing item was, whatever that was called. But that's just another different route you can take. Alright, here's an item we could have gotten sooner. This is right above the room where we first met Death, so if we drop down this hole, we find a heart max up. And we might as well just keep going here, because there's one of those neat bat tricks I was going to tell you about. Right here, watch this. If you stand here, the zombies can't hurt you, but your bat can hurt them. If you stand here and leave this on, and go grab like a hamburger or a pizza, or maybe do some exercise or something, you can come back in a few hours and your bat will have leveled up immensely. Your bat gets 1 XP for every one of those he kills. So he can do that pretty much all day. It's an easy way to level up your bat familiar, and to a lesser extent your other attack familiars. Any of your other familiars that you have in this area will level up a little slower, because all of them take time to attack, so they can only really get 1 at a swing. Sword familiar can do a pretty good job. The other ones, It'll still work, it'll just take a lot longer. Because most of them attack pretty slowly until they level up. You know what? Let's rush this here. Not quite what I had in mind. I love that wolf charge because it gets you places. Unless you screw it up like I seem to keep doing. But that brings us back out here. And we'll find out what's out here when I come back, because it appears that I am currently out of time. So until next time, this is your old pal Rosser.